And we are now in the third example of division on rational expressions or algebraic expressions. So we have a trinomial and a binomial. So in the first term, we have 2 minus x all over x squared plus 2x plus 1 divided by x squared plus 3x minus 10 all over x squared minus 1. So to deal with this expression, we need to follow certain steps. So for division, we need to multiply by the reciprocal, of course. Same, no? And the reciprocal means the second term will be rearranged. And rearranging means the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. Then this expression, division sign, will be changed to multiplication. So from this original, will be written into this. Okay, see, the division becomes times a dot, no? Dot nga naa gibutang sa center. And the numerator becomes the denominator. Ini, x squared minus 3 plus 3x minus 10 becomes the denominator. And x squared minus 1 becomes the numerator. Now, it's so difficult for us to determine in this expression when we did not factor out the numerator and the denominator. But in here, it's obvious, no? Unsay makapasiro ani? Ang makapasiro ani, of course, is 1. Okay, 1 squared, 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? So, 0 ang, dili pwede, bawal ang 1 ani nga number. Okay, 1 squared is 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. Another one, negative 1. So, negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So, bawal na andre ang positive and negative 1. So, ato tan-awon unsa pa kahikuwang ani later on. When we factor out. So, for the step 2, since multiplication na ni, we can now determine for the restrictions. Unsa pa yung nadugang restriction when we factor out each numerator and denominator. So, since multiplication man ni ato nang ipadayon, factor the numerator and the denominator. So, this step is actually followed by the step in the multiplication of rational expressions. So, in here, klaro ka diri nga A is 1, B is positive 2, and C is positive 1. So, since A is 1, diretso na lang ta diri sa value of C. So, if you will ask question why, please, again, review the video that I posted regarding factoring trinomials, general trinomials, as well as ang difference of two squares. So, in here, 1. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So, klaro na diri nga x, sa quantity of x plus 1 times sa quantity of x plus 1. In here, 1 gihapon ng A, and this is 10. Negative 10, C. So, negative 10 can be 5 and negative 2, no? Okay, since this is positive 3, so dapat mas dako ang positive value kaysa negative value. Okay, when we combine, when we add, since positive ang usa and negative ang usa, we will just subtract. So, 5 times 2 is 10, negative 2 times 5, actually, negative 5 times, negative 2 times 5, that is 5 times negative 2. That is negative 10. And then, 5 minus 2, the answer is positive 3. And kining nasa taas the numerator is actually a difference of 2 squares. So, this is the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x minus 1. And kini can be factored out, no? Later on, ako na ipakita. In here, okay, mo na ang iyang factored form. So, we will start with 2 minus x. Nganong negative 1 times x minus 2 man eh. So, if we are going to rewrite this one ato siya i-distribute. This is negative 1 times x. Negative 1 times x is the same as negative x minus x. And then, negative 1 times negative 2, the answer is positive 2. So, parehara. Rearranging them, no? So, pwede man ako isuwat as negative 2 plus x by virtue of commutative property. Then, ako i-multiply balik, it will be the same nga ring expression sa ibabaw, no? The first given. So, here, this is positive 1. So, we can rewrite this one as the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x plus 1. So to check using FOIL method, x times x is x squared. Inner term, outer term, first term, no? X times x is x squared. Outer term, x times positive 1, the answer is 1x, positive 1x. And then inner term, 1 times x, positive 1 times x, the answer still is positive 1x. So combining like terms, 1x plus 1x, we have 2x. And then the last term, 1 times 1, positive 1 times positive 1, we have positive 1. So this one is the same as 2x minus 2 minus x all over x squared plus 2x plus 1. So pareha na, kini nga term. Nari na punta. Since this is a perfect square, we have a difference of two squares, no? Square, square. So we have to factor the difference of two squares in this expression, x squared minus 1, as the sum and difference, the product of the sum and difference of x plus 1 times the quantity of x minus 1. And this one, negative 10, so we have positive 5 and negative 2. So using FOIL method, x times x, x squared. First term na. Outer term, x times negative 2. The answer is minus 2x or negative 2x. Inner term, 5 times x, the answer is 5x. So combining like terms, 5x minus 2x, we have 3x. 5 times positive 2, the answer is negative 10. Okay. So from this, we have the factor form. We cannot determine the further the restriction, no? As I said, ang original is positive and negative 1. So, daan naman nga rin, negative 1 should not be, x should not be equal to negative 1. Kay negative 1 plus 1 is still 0. So, mapunan lang nato ni. Another restriction is negative 5 and positive 2. No? So, x should not be equal to positive and negative 1, positive 2, and negative 5. So, klaro na ang restriction. So, aside from that, we can now divide out the common terms. So, we have x plus 1 here. Cancel na to ni x plus 1 ang primero. And we have another x plus 1. So, managing ani pagkasuwat ni sir ang x minus 2, kaya naman po x minus 2 diri. So, this will be cancelled out. So, ang remaining term is negative 1 sa numerator times x minus 1, the quantity of x minus 1. And sa denominator, on the other hand, we have the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x plus 5. So, mo na yung mahitabo. Kita na to, no? So, negative 1, unya, the quantity of x minus 1 sa numerator. Unya, sa denominator, we have x plus 1 quantity and the quantity of x plus 5. So, to simplify out, no, we multiply. So, kini ato lang ibutang sa center, no? Sa center. And 1 times x minus 1 is still the same, x minus 1. And sa denominator will be, this will be copied lang. Ang negative sign must be written at the center, no? Bantay nyo na, butang ito nga. And, so negative x minus 1 all over x, the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x plus 5. With the restrictions, x should not be equal to positive and negative 1, comma, 2, and negative 5. And that would be all, guys, for the division, and I hope you learned something from this video.